Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends and family, loved ones. This is take number 2 because when I was rewatching the last video before I uploaded it and scheduled it, halfway through the video itself froze, but my talking still continued. So most people would probably prefer it the other way around. Anyway, this is I think the number 2 video for items that sell and trade. And honestly, just going to say this right up front, most of these, other than this one, are not expensive knives. I think, no, I don't even think that one. Some of them may be $40, $50 a knives is what we paid for them originally, but the majority of these are not expensive knives, like I said, except for this one. And we'll just get to it. This is a Perkin fixed blade that's probably, honestly, one of those little Pakistanis. There's a spot right there on the blade. It's not, I don't think it's rust, because I do usually wax these down. I probably should clean it and wax it again. It's a solid made knife, but I'm sure it's not real Damascus. I can tell you that much. But it is a cool knife if you like something different. It comes with a halfway decent sheath, but it is what it is. Honestly, if you like oddball knives on a lot of these fixies that I have here, you can make a lot deal. Okay, just to let you know. This is a right edge stubby skinner. And I'm not going to pull it out because it's oily. Well, maybe I'll partially pull it out. God, I hate this because it is oily. I've kept it in the bag that's oiled, and I liked it because I liked the way it looked with the turquoise and stuff. Plus, it is a my size knife. It's actually very cool, and it did come with a nice leather sheath. See, if you can see that's the oil that's gotten on my hand just from that. And you figure they pack it with 4 desiccants, so obviously they want to make sure that moisture doesn't get to this. But honestly, a lot of times if it's sitting in a warehouse, they probably don't know how long and what kind of conditions the warehouses may be in. So that may be part of it. This one was actually pretty cool. Like, I think I paid like $35-40, but I did like it. I still like it. I just won't use it. And honestly, I'm trying to thin out knives that I'm not using, not carrying, and whatnot. So as time progresses, I'll probably work on thinning it down even more. But I think I've got 4 or 5 videos that now. Now this one is the one that I'm mentioning is, if you want to screenshot that and see it, but it's by John Thompson. And it's a handmade knife. He calls it the Boar Hunter. You know, it is in 58 to 59 Rockwell hardness and 440C. But this was back in 2016, so February 16th. It's 10 years old. And that's some of these knives we got, honestly, when we first started collecting or getting more into knives. Not technically collecting, but this is a cool knife. But after being in the community for a while and getting other handmade knives, we realized this one, well, number one, it was pretty. We liked it. We liked the shape of it. But the finish on it, you can feel the pins and stuff on it, you know, edge where the handle and the tang and stuff. It's not finished as well as a lot of the knives that we've gotten that are handmade today are. We didn't know, and like I said, this guy is actually here in Florida, more or less not local to us, but local in Florida knife maker. Did come with a leather sheath. And here, let's get to the important thing. The blade. So it's one of those things, if you like handmade knives for your collection, this is a mirrored polish. We've never used it or carried it, but It was something we just collected that we thought was really cool looking. And it may be something you might not want might like and want to add to your collection. It is a nice knife, but it's not something, like I said, we're trying to get away from items that we're not using or won't use. And this would be this would fall in that category. But just let me know if you're interested. We'll work something out. I mean, it wasn't cheap when we bought it. I can say that much. I don't remember the exact amount we paid for it, but it was not cheap. But most of these, I prefer to just trade for something that I want than necessarily get money for them. I won't say no to getting money for them, but sorry, I'm still working on my coffee. But like I said, most of these cheaper knives, it'd probably be better to do a lot deal. This is actually a Grow Tanto fixed blade. This is a chunker. It's hefty. I mean, it really, you know, I do have them, and I never use it. Well, I use it, but I use it for my resin for the stuff that I need to. As you can see, I got resin left over on here that I'll just do the knife. 8.8 ounces. So you figure probably add another 2 ounces for the big old tick lock clip in the sheath. 11.2. But it's a cool knife. I don't even, this was one Brian picked out that he really liked, because of course at the time he was more into Tantos than I was. But Grow makes a good knife. Of course they make a lot of, how shall we say, fakes also. And who knows, this may be something that was all stolen from somebody else. And like I said, a lot of these we got like 10 years ago before I was even aware there was such a thing as clones and whatnot. So forgive me if it is. Don't yell at me, please. Next is this Bad Blood, which is a BB0104K. And a different clip on there, if you see that, that's on the sheath. That's something you don't see very often. And this was another Brian, and I think the main reason he wanted to get this was because of the logo, with it saying Bad Blood. But it's a good standard semi-poonish trailing point type blade. You know how that goes. It's whatever you wish to call it. But this is another one that's very sharp. Nice knife. But it's something that we just don't use and don't carry. Our tastes have, don't want to say matured. We've went in a different direction. How about that? And I think this was like a $30-ish knife. It's not, like I said, most of these are not anything special. Honestly, it's more of a deal if you like different knives and you don't have it, you think it's cool. And honestly, if you make stuff yourself, whether it's leather sheaths or wallets, or you do laser engraving or patches, if you make patches, something like that, we can make a trade. I mean, I'm just saying, I'll figure something out. I mean, most of you know, for the most part, I'm easygoing unless you piss me off. And this is a Gerber. Of course, you have to have a Gerber. It's a decent sheath. It is the hard plastic inside, so it shouldn't pop through on that, on the nylon. But it's a Tanto, partially serrated. If you like Gerbers, this is great. It's got the little pommel, and if you need to put a lanyard on it to use it to wrap around your hand while you're using it so you don't drop it or lose it, that would work. But it's a Gerber. And like I said, most of these are probably 10 plus years old, give or take. And this does have the little stretchies to where you can pull it over top, so that way it doesn't flippy floppy around on you. But this is, for now anyway, all the fixies that I have available. You should probably know the drill, but contact me through Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. But I do have email down below. You can try leaving a message in the video. I don't suggest it, because YouTube doesn't always let me know that there are messages there, and I have to manually go in and check to see what messages have been put down. So just to let you guys know. Anyway, and if any of these have a lanyard hole, yeah, I can put a lanyard on it for you if you want. I'm just saying, though, I know most people on these fixed blades, because they're bigger, you don't need a lanyard. Or lanyard is probably not conducive to what you would want on these. But also, if you want a couple zipper pulls, or I'm sitting here trying to think of what else I might have handy, or me doing a keychain and tossing you a keychain in there, just get with me. I'll do something like that. Like I said, for the most part, most of the time, my guys, I'm pretty easy going on these things. But get with me. Make an offer. I'm always looking for different stuff. Something cool to have that I don't have. Or maybe even a second item of an item I do like, just because it has different mixy-matchy that Brian doesn't have. You know how it goes. Anyway, thank you for watching. Many hugs, many kisses, much love. Your friend Kelly. Bye-bye.